Tiger Woods was playing it, obviously at the time the greatest golfer on the planet, and he'd won this tournament by miles, yeah, and been the best. And he just done something. I think on day 3 he was like 5 or 6 shots ahead of second place, which was a massive gap, and it is a big gap in golf. And he'd finished this round. It'd been a really long round. It'd been boiling hot in England that day, and it's a long round, 5.5 hour round, long time to be out there. And I read a snippet in the Times, which I kept. I've probably still got it somewhere in my drawer, which was basically said that after he'd spent 5.5 hours on this round, and still being 5 shots ahead of everyone else, he came off the course. He had rehydrated. He went on the practice range for another hour and a half. Then he went on the putting green for another hour or whatever. And then he went home. And that's what it takes to stay at the top of your game. And here he was so far ahead on the day. He was easily winning. He was so far ahead on the day. But that's what it sometimes takes. And Frank was the top agent at the time. And I said that to my management team. If you want to stay at the top, you've got to think like Tiger and work even harder to stay at the top, because people are going to snap at your heels. And that was the kind of big Tiger thing. I know that if I play around and go 5.5 hours, I've come in beautiful hot weather, I am straight to the bar, sinking a couple of beers or maybe one more. But this guy wants to stay at the top. He just focused on doing it. And sometimes to be a top performer, you want to stay at the top, you've got to work even harder. And that's exactly what he was doing.
You remind me of a saying which I once heard somewhere, that rookies focus on performance and pros focus on practice.
Yeah.